Hello.
Howdy.
Are we live?
Yes.
You did.
Hi, it's Gina with Peace, Love, and Homeschool, and good morning. It's very early, which this is unusual for us. We are not up so early in the mornings. Today we're going to a bee convention. That's our school for the day. We saved the day!
Too cold and too early for this.
You excited?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go get a muffin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's cold this morning. Say goodbye to, I don't know, we should name him.
Annoyus Maximus.
Another very important point. I'm not criticizing the fact that we have a lot of hobby beekeepers because we have to have colonies of bees scattered across the entire state because there's need for pollination on practically every acre in this land except maybe asphalt parking lots. You don't need pollination there, but where there's ground and there's flowers, you need pollination.
Can you tell the people where we're at?
Totally forgot the name of it.
Tennessee Beekeeper Association Fall Conference. That's where we're at
What you
today.
said.
And so we got here and we learned about what from the main speaker?
Bees.
Specific?
Varromites and just different illnesses affecting
No,
bees.
the first guy here.
Yeah, we talked about illnesses. We talked about
He was talking about
yeah. I remember what it is. Now I remember.
ideas he had and how we need to teach people about pollinators and that bees are more than just honey. There's way more to bees that's more important than honey. Because without bees, we don't have pollination, so we wouldn't have food.
Mm-hmm.
And he told that story about what is it called? The pumpkin patch people
Yeah.
who had their plants growing but no bees in sight, and so they were kind of freaking out because that's their main
Their livelihood.
income. They have people coming by get pumpkins and the corn bees and everything. So they called him up in a panic. I need bees. How many bees did he ship over? How many
12 hives.
12 hives. 12 hives.
Did the
Pollination
job.
happened. Everybody was happy. We all had our pumpkins. Okay, so then we went to a class called the splits class. I don't remember the title of it. But learning how to split our
Hives and
yeah.
what purposes.
Because if you don't split the hive, well, there's reasons.
There are different reasons. We learned the different reasons, the different seasons, when and when not to do it, the do's, the don'ts, specific ways to do it in certain scenarios, when to do it, when not to do it.
Right.
We knew some of this stuff.
Yeah, but he went into more detail. I wish he had gone into more detail even.
Yeah.
And then he ended early, so it turned out to be this huge Q&A. So that was a real good learning experience from a very seasoned beekeeper.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last class we just went to was
Bee dissection.
bee dissection, which I'd been hoping we'd all get our own bee to dissect, but it didn't quite work out that way. But we saw a bee decapitation. 2 of them actually.
Better than nothing.
And when he rolled around the bee.
Yeah, he rolled around their abdomens and mixed them up with certain substances. The illness that they were looking for was spread by fungus, so he was
That's
mixing
right.
them up.
So he was looking
trying
for
to-
the spores.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
the
I
tubes.
can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, the tubes.
And the first one was they looked for
What was the how do bees breathe? Trachea.
tracheal mites. That's what they were looking
And
for.
so what happens is the tracheal mites, they get into, because
Bees don't have lungs.
yeah, they have tracheas. They're just long things that sprout in from like the mouth area all the way throughout the entire body,
Yeah.
and from there the air is absorbed into the bloodstream, which oxidizes everything.
Yeah.
And so the mites will get in there and they'll clog it up by laying eggs, and they hatch and everything, and it kills them.
Yeah, so
It was an epidemic back in the 80s, and then it just kind of fell off the radar.
Yeah.
And then the varroa mites took in later, immediately after they left, and now we're stuck with that. And people don't really understand how it works exactly because they've...
what, varroa?
No, trachea mites.
Oh, trachea.
Because they've had instances where whole colonies will have really high numbers of the trachea mites, and yet the production will be fine, population will be high,
Yeah.
no real population decrease, and then sometimes it just flat out almost kills the colony. And so sometimes it'll be there, nothing happens, it'll be there, something happens, and all of a sudden it'll be there, and then it's just gone. Nobody understands it.
Yeah, and then this past year in Tennessee, we were hit hard. All beekeepers were hit hard. This winter, we lost 70% of our bee population. And the person in the class that we just took for the dissection said that maybe it was trachea mites,
Yeah.
or tracheal mites, that did it. They don't know. They just don't know. They don't know why all the bees died. I had ordered 2. I'd ordered 4. I'd ordered 4 nukes of bees, hoping I'd get at least 1, and we didn't get any for this year, so because of the huge loss. So hopefully next year we can get back to our beekeeping, because we did have bees 1 year. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 years ago now,
Yeah.
and it started off rough for us.
The entire year, it was the year that we had a
It wasn't
really...
even that long.
It was the year that we had a
months.
really bad drought.
Yeah.
And so the bees were having a hard time, super hot,
They
not
were
a lot of
They
water.
were a young nuke.
Yeah, they were young, and then because of the drought and the lack of food and lack of
Well,
everything...
first we got robbed, and we thought we had handled that, and then all of a sudden one day the bees were just gone.
And then we learned that robbing, pretty much there's no way to really stop robbing.
we learned that today.
And once robbing
is already in progress,
it's too late.
It's too late. So.
Either most of the time weak colonies always die.
And what we saw when we saw the robbing happening, it was pretty violent. They were very aggressive. Our bees had no chance.
Mm-hmm.
They were pretty already overrun by then.
Yeah.
And we didn't even have that thing. I don't even know how long.
What,
a week or 2.
entrance
By the
division?
time we were robbed.
No, we had it for about a month.
Maybe a month. I don't know. It didn't seem like that long.
Yeah, it wasn't that long, and then all of a sudden...
And all of a sudden they were gone. Our babies. They have run away. Goodbye. So now we are going to all gather in the main area here where everyone, I don't even know what the next talk is, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 more classes after that. And then we'll go home for the day and come back tomorrow.
Yay!
And we can get some sleep tonight. So we will come back and update you. Cheers.
They can't tell. Let's go.
It has been a long day. We are night owls and we had to be here by 8.
Understatement of the...
So we're exhausted. But it was a fun day. Fun day. We learned so much. I hate filming in the car because I get so distracted. After lunch, we went to listen to that lady from Georgia. She talked about, was it varroa?
No, it was a treatment, an experimental
A treatment for varroa?
That's technically illegal.
Our bees brood or queens And will it kill or harm us? And then finally, will it contaminate honey? So those were the questions we had. We found out that so far, it's not contaminating honey. So that's good, which means if this does work and it gets approved, we may be able to use it while we have human consumable honey on board. So that's a good thing.
I really enjoyed that guy's Oak Ridge, the guy from Oak Ridge, the nuclear scientist, what does he call it? Nuclear engineer, who is a beekeeper. So every time he goes to a different country for work, he visits what? A beekeeper and a school to see how they teach their children. I thought that was pretty cool. I'd love to sit and chat with that guy, you know.
I bet he has stories to tell.
What was our first class?
What do you mean the first class?
Oh, it was about bee diseases.
Is it the one that kept falling asleep
Varroa,
in?
yes.
It wasn't because of lack of interest, it was lack of sleep. Total difference.
I know, it was hot. It got hot in there because that was a full class. See, I think 2 of the classes we took today were by bee inspectors, and people respect them, and everybody wanted to be in their class. I didn't know. We just picked classes by what we felt we needed to learn.
It was really funny though, because he's just like, any new beekeepers? Me, and her, and one other lady who sat right next to us. We all raised our hands.
Did she raise her hand?
Yeah. So
Okay,
all 3 of
I
us in
didn't
the back of the class in the corner.
I know. I waited a minute. I saw nobody was raising their hand. I wasn't going to raise mine, and then I went.
I rose my hand. She rose her hand. I rose my hand, and then you did.
I was just like real
we're
slowly
like we're at those shy kids in the corner of the class.
The very back of the class too.
You're at the very last
that
row.
That room was filled. But wow, we learned a lot. The last class, I know we've seen this guy before. I'm sure we saw him at our Beekeepers Club.
I forgot his name.
We learned about overwintering.
If you take the top off the hive and look at a winter cluster, it'll look like it's working, just like that. It's kind of raw. That's what you're seeing. It's just that you don't see the entire process. You don't see the bees coming out of the cells and going up. You're seeing bees just moving around like that, and that's what they're doing. They're in the process of trading places, going to get food. And that's even in cold weather, really cold weather. They'll still be moving like that within the cluster. But the cluster itself can't move.
And he just kind of threw me off at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because he was saying he does not feed his bees and he puts them in a little box. So it made it seem like he took away all their food and starved them through the winter and they survived. So I was not picturing how that went. But what I think is he's not feeding them extra food in the winter and they're surviving.
Well, it's
But the other bee man, Jay the bee man, said that if there's less food, they will eat less and move less. So that makes sense. But there have been bees who died over the winter. So I don't know. We haven't done an overwintering yet. All we had was like a month or 2, a couple months, 6 weeks, something like that with our bees before they absconded. So we have yet to start our true bee journey. We had like a false start.
Yeah, and then we had our hopes shattered of getting imported bees.
Oh yes, we were going to buy Russian bees, but we have been hearing that they think what was the disease? American foul brood. They think the cause of the outbreaks of the American foul brood that we've had here are all people who had ordered their bees instead of getting bees from local beekeepers.
Yeah.
So we have tried to order bees the last 2 springs and the beekeepers have failed us. And this last spring I ordered 4 and didn't get any from any of them. So I'm kind of discouraged in that area. But also because we lost a lot of bees, so our beekeepers weren't able to provide as much.
Yeah.
And there seems to be like a little boom in our bee club of new beekeepers.
Yeah.
So I think there was just too high of a demand, and then that with the big hit we took about losing our bees over the winter, I think it was just a no-win situation here. So maybe this next year we're hoping that we'll finally get our at least 1 full year under our belt. Yeah? You excited? I am too.
Stay tuned, folks. And then we're still coming back tomorrow. And that's going to be all day tomorrow, too. So we're going to go home, unwind.
Drop dead in bed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because I'm tired. We still have a half hour to go home. Well, probably like 40 minutes. So thanks so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And tomorrow we will be back with more. So you can come back tomorrow to see our next half of our beekeeping learning adventures. Right? So thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We will be talking more about beekeeping in the months to come. We're also going to go like a throwback and share our story of building our hive and our couple of first videos of dealing with our bees, which is very unnerving.
I thought it was fun.
To be in that. And then when they sound angry, oh my gosh, you just have to like be calm. Right? Don't you remember when they sounded angry sometimes? And we're just like...
Well,
yeah, that was pretty scary.
Oh,
I think that was during a dearth too. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Peace out. You didn't peace out.
I'm low on... my fuel tank is low. I need food, some sleep, maybe more sleep, and then more food, and then maybe I'll be able to go.
Okay.
I learned cursive today.